Okay guys, Tuesday morning, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and a stay-at-home dad for my 6 kids. And I've hesitated to say full-time recently because I'm not making enough money to call it a full-time living at all. But it's summer slowdown and it's 2024 and almost everybody's slow. So it is what it is. I say full-time. There are people who are like, oh, like Kevin Commonwealth Picker is the sole income for his family and still doesn't call himself full-time because he doesn't put in more than 40 hours a week. And there are other people who are like, I'm part-time, but it's their only income. I only say I'm full-time because it's my only job. Like, it's not, I have 6 kids, I have plenty to do that isn't this, and I don't put in 40 hours a week, but it's my only job. So that's why I say full-time. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, nobody's hinging their bets on whether or not I say I'm full-time. Picked this up the other couple of weeks ago at a garage sale where they had a lot of cool Halloween stuff. A lot of it was cheap. I paid, I think, $1 for that. Sold for $20 free shipping. This hat I picked up on Whatnot. I paid entirely too much money for it. It sold for $80 and I'm not going to make a profit. We'll just say that. I spent entirely too much money thinking I was going to keep this and love it. I have a lot of Nintendo collectibles and this is a really cool one, but the hat just, it's an adult size hat, but it doesn't fit my enormous head very well. And even when I put a snap extender on it to make it fit my head, like the front kind of crushes weird. I just didn't, let's be clear, this was a giveaway in the 90s. And so it wasn't a high quality hat. And I was hoping it would be a high quality hat that like stood up proud and looked nice. And I just don't think that it is. But as a collectible, it is good. If you were to find this, I mean, I don't have to tell anybody, if you find a Mario 64, Nintendo 64, Kellogg's snapback in the wild at a reasonable price, pick it up because it'll sell for $80. I think I paid nearly $80 for it, but like I said, I bought it at full retail expecting to keep it and love it and have it be part of my collection. And I wore it a handful of times. I'm like, I'm just not that impressed. I'm going to list it. And it sold at retail, which is fine, but that's not a profit item. My computer's being funny. Hold on a minute. So then we have this. I think I picked this up at Goodwill on the shelf, which is weird because you wouldn't necessarily expect Goodwill to put something this dirty and gross on the shelf. And I'll clean this out a little bit before I send it, but it is made to be like this. I forget the name of it. Moravian. These like all the points all over the place, like a 3-dimensional starburst. Moravian Star. Moravian Star stuff is popular amongst mid-century modern. This is kind of like bridges the gap between mid-century modern and primitive both. Pretty cool piece. We had it hanging on our front porch for a long while, and then my wife went a different direction, and I was like, I'm gonna list that thing because it'll sell real quick. And it did. I mean, maybe a month. $36.99. These, we paid $5 a piece for them. They both sold within an hour of each other. That was weird. I listed them together, multi-quantity on one listing, and I had them up for 40 hours, 36 hours, something, a day and a half, and then they both sold within 10 minutes. So it was weird. Like you would think if they were going to click off real quick, it would be both of them at the same time. I priced them pretty low because I just need to turn and burn at this point. I just need to get sales coming in. So I priced them low but profitable, and they sold pretty quick. But it was weird to me that it took 36 hours for them to both sell in the same 5 minutes. Picked this up as part of a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff that happened to be a personal friend of mine who was having a garage sale and had that stuff out for $5. And she messaged me and she's like, hey, this stuff is sitting at our garage sale for $5 and nobody's buying it. And we thought it would sell quick. Do you want me to set it aside and you can come get it for $5? And I'm like, well, yeah, They knew it was worth more than that. They didn't know what it was worth, but they knew that at $5 I could make money on it. So I went and got it, and it was a bunch of Ninja Turtle stuff. That blimp does not hold air. It did when I got it, but I had it inflated for a long time, and the seam came apart. So probably it's just too old to hold up with the stress of being inflated all the time. That was another thing where I bought it, intended to keep it, and listed it. And so that's 3 of those. I didn't have that blimp, but I'm like, I don't have a good place to put it. I'm not going to hang it from the ceiling and walk under it. And so I just decided to list it when I was listing some of my collectibles with like the Nintendo stuff. And it did okay. $40, free shipping, going to, I suspect, Canada. But I didn't look it up. Guitar Hero branded sticks, not a good pickup. Had I picked these up for $1.84 and paired them with a guitar or with a game, that would have been probably the better strategy. But I didn't have anything to pair them with, and I listed them and they sold for $10 free shipping. I had them listed for like $11.99 free shipping, and I got an offer. Dwight shirt, false. New with the tags. I mean, everybody still loves The Office, but it's not like it's in everybody's in a fever for it and wearing the shirts and stuff. So this took a long time to sell. Sold for $11 plus shipping, and that's everything that sold since we did the what sold that you watched last, except for a couple of things that haven't been paid for yet. I gotta get all this stuff shipped. All right, well, we just did some what solds, and it's the next day. Today's Wednesday, and I needed some bigger boxes for the things that I had to ship. So I ran and grabbed those, and you know, if I'm out, I'm gonna head to Goodwill. And so that's what we're doing. Let's see if we can find anything good. I don't have a lot of time, I don't have a lot of money, but you know, we come out of here with some bangers every once in a while. So the furniture is stacked up here. Bathroom's been out of order for a while. Well, would you look at that? Anvil Red Bar. And I'm like, that's interesting. Raglan, probably 90s. Might be Giants. Look at that. So then the strategy I employ is, well, let's go look at other extra large t-shirts. Because if somebody donated that, they might have donated something else cool. New cart stuff. And, oh geez, 4 new carts. But who knows how long they've been sitting here and stacked with furniture. Let's see if we find anything cool. So there's a pair of Justin boots for $11. Nothing except, well, I was just about to say nothing exciting in the toys, but this is neat as long as it's not crazy priced up. He's supposed to dance. He's like hard, not plush, so he probably moves, but I gotta figure out if he works. So I found some phones on this cart and some Air Max Up Tempos from 2003, and they're $8, $9. I'm gonna comp those things. See if there's anything interesting here. I don't generally buy these unless they're the name brands I look for. Cuisinart Ninja. This is neat. Levi would probably love the crap out of that, but he doesn't have any more room to put trinkets on his desk. I don't see anything interesting. Maybe that thing. Let's take a harder look at this. So it's Mr. Coffee, but this is glass. So that's pretty cool. That is not something you run across all the time. No, it's not as old as it wants to think it is. I was about to comp these and then I realized how busted they are, so probably not. So up here at the front, I've never seen True Religion sunglasses. So while those True Religion sunglasses turned out to be nothing, look at the comps on these True Religion hats. If you find True Religion hats, they can be really good. The jeans are, you know, something hit or miss. You need to comp them. And so I was hoping other accessories would be. The sunglasses weren't. But don't sleep on True Religion hats. Before, so we're going to comp those. So I ended up only paying $17.86 for all of this stuff. The phones are in there. This Jack Skellington, Justin boots, these knives, And the piece de resistance is this They Might Be Giant shirt, but maybe a half an hour in and out. So she gave me my 10% off and my $10 discount. I got 10% off because when you donate something, they give you a 10% coupon at this store. And so I ended up at $17.50 for what would have been like almost $30 worth of stuff. It said I saved $12.80 something cents. So yeah, 45 minutes in and out and $17 on several $100s worth of stuff. Pretty exciting stuff. Let's go home and take a quick look at what sold today, and then you guys can get out of here. Pool. And I'm out watching the kids, and I got all of this big box from the death pile. Anything that's not worth listing is going in there to donate. And then that's the stuff that we're listing. All right, guys, well, it's Thursday, and I told you yesterday, Wednesday, when I was at Goodwill, that we would be headed back to do some more what solds, and that did not happen. 4 things that kind of shipped. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. I've been kind of crazy busy with family stuff and trying to get more stuff listed. You saw I was watching the kids in the pool while I had a temporary photo station set up outside. Anyway, this thing sold. I got it out of a free bin at a garage sale, and it's a stained glass thing. I probably shouldn't have picked it up. For $14.99 plus shipping, which isn't too bad for something out of a free bin, and I was able to just Frankenbox 2 boxes together. It was probably this big. I think it was 18 inches wide at the widest point, and so for the widest point of the half circle would make it 9 inches across the other way, huh? Who's married to a geometry teacher? At Goodwill the other day, I found the other 6 months ago, I don't know when it was, flags, Cubs flags, and they were 2 of them taped together for $1.84. So half of $1.84 is 92 cents a piece, 92 cents a piece. And so I listed them individually for $11 free shipping. One of them sold, and that one went with the mailman today. And then this piece that is going UPS is a Coke sign that's 12 by 12, and so I have it at just a little bit of an angle in there. It's not quite this thick, but it sits comfortably in the bubble wrap in that box, and it is going UPS, so I'll drop that off later. This box is enormous, and I'm kind of running a test on it. If you're familiar at all with Fireball Island, this is the board to that game. It's a huge piece, and it's cool. Used to be a super valuable game, and then Milton Bradley reissued it in like 2019 or 2020, and so it was somewhat come down, but the older collectible ones are really good. Mine had a big chip in the corner, and it sold for $42 free shipping to somebody in California from Central Illinois. And when I went into UPS, it was going to cost $42 to ship, but FedEx home delivery was $24. Now I paid $3 for the thing at Goodwill, and it had a bag taped to it, and had it had anything like one pawn out of the game in that bag that was taped to it, that would have sold for $30 and been all by itself, and been super crazy easy to ship. But I got home, and it was just like little plastic army men and animals and nothing that was good in the bag. So all I got was the game board, and I had it listed for a while, and then I ended it when it got the crack in the corner, and I never relisted it. And as Mrs. Mott and Pop was going through some stuff, she's like, "What is this? I can't find it listed." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Well, let me look up comps. It sells for $45 free shipping. I'll list it for that, and I'll take some money in getting a sale for it." And so it sold for $42 free shipping, and FedEx home delivery was $24. So I'll make some money, but I want to revisit this thing, and you guys, hopefully you'll remember to remind me in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when that thing is delivered and dealt with and over. I want to come back to this one and see if FedEx, because to put it bluntly, I have noticed FedEx put their finger on the scale, so to speak. That, you know, every once in a while you'll have something where the post office is like, oh, you were 2 ounces under when you put the weight in, and so that put you over a pound, and we have to charge you $1.42. Well, FedEx has done the same thing to me before, but it's like, so your label said it was $24 and it ended up being $80. That kind of thing. I'm hoping that's not going to happen here. I will live measure it. The label itself, because I just printed it, says that it's supposed to be 26 by 24 by 8. And this actual measurement is 22 by, I think it's a little bit taller than it's supposed to be, 28, and then the thickness isn't remotely, does that show up? It doesn't show up on camera. The thickness is just under 5 inches. And something like that, it could weigh 15 pounds. I think it says the actual weight is 20 pounds. So they should not take umbrage and overcharge me. But I don't use FedEx as a rule because of that, but I was gonna lose money otherwise. Actual weight, 4 pounds, 2 ounces. Nope, 312. Let's zero that back out. 4 pounds, 3 pounds 15. We'll call it 4. We'll call it 4 pounds. So this is, there's no way that they just should upcharge me on that. And we'll see if they do. You can't argue with them. There's no appealing that. So if they end up charging me an arm and a leg, I just will go back to never using them again. So that's the things that sold that already got packaged before you got to see them. I'm going to go pull the rest of the stuff. Ugh. All right. It's hot. I'm sitting down. What else sold? That's a terrible camera angle. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay, better. Probably. Kind of. This. Wizards of Speed and Time. VHS Star Makers. That Star Makers brand. I don't see it on the front, but like this Star Makers are not high run. Like there's not this company wasn't producing hundreds of thousands. I mean, maybe they were. They weren't producing millions and millions of VHS the way that you would find Jurassic Park or something like that. And so they can be more valuable. They're worth comping. This one sold for $13.49, free shipping. Pretty easy breezy. It was part of the Hoarder House thing, but I don't know when it got listed. Picked this one up maybe a month and a half ago. Bobby Jenks of the Chicago White Sox bobblehead. Don't forget to stuff something inside there to keep his head from bobbling and breaking his hands off or breaking part of his neck or part of his chin when you're shipping these. But this one we picked up for like $3.50 and it sold for $21.12, free shipping. This is kind of more typical of the stuff that I would be selling. Lee Bryce t-shirt, Love Like Crazy. Never let your praying knees get lazy. Love like crazy. Only reason I ever heard of Lee Brice is because my wife mentioned him liking one of his songs. I don't listen to country music at all. I mean, I listen to Randy Travis and Dwight Yoakam. I don't listen to modern country music at all. I don't listen to a lot of music like Bob Dylan on the Alexa in the house when I'm cooking or something, but I'm not into who the new artists are. So anyway, Lee Brice, not a valuable shirt. Sold for $11 plus shipping. Predator 1 and 2 on VHS. These sold for $10 free shipping. On an offer, I had them listed for like $12.99, and they were part of a buyout from a long time ago, and it was time to get them moved, whether I was making a fortune on selling them or not. Tricut Saint Raphael. This is a dude swinging a golf club. Or no, I kept thinking it was a dude swinging a golf club. He's fly fishing. It's not golf, it's fly fishing. Anyway, cool sweatshirt. I had it listed for a long time, and it's the hottest day of the year, and it's sold today. I had it as high as like 45 and just kept knocking it down. And obviously right now is not the best time to try to sell a sweater, so it's going to have to either be low or somebody who really wants that sweater. But I took an offer of 20. I had it listed for 33, 34, something like that, and somebody came in the messages and said, I'm a buyer at $29 shipped. So rather than sending the offer, I went in and changed the price to $29, and that way if he wasn't serious, it's lowered to that price for everybody else, and he has to pay automatically instead of paying after 4 days like on an offer. This shirt, I paid a lot for a bunch of these shirts. Video Warehouse is a place to rent videos like Blockbuster, only it was a small local chain in New England. Fottle Best Tag, single stitch, dead stock, but it's not dry rotted. Really nice shirt. And being Bruce Lee related, I would have thought it would do really, really well. 1993. So this is the movie that they made about Bruce after he died. But I would have thought that it would have done really well. I bought it on Whatnot. I bought a bunch of these Cop and a Half Cone Heads, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and this one, and several copies of all of them, but this one. And I've sold through a lot of them, but I was paying between $17 and $25 for them. This one I remember being on the lower end, and I thought, man, that would... So this was probably 16, 17 bucks, and I've had it forever, and it sold for 37. I bought this at a estate sale. It had the right... it had all the teams lampshade on it, but... And this was when NBA was using Spalding balls, and they don't anymore. I don't think. Anyway, I paid $3 at an estate sale for it, and it sold for $19.99 free shipping. Not great. This, I don't know where it came from. USA Olympic rings, made in the USA, size large, just kind of a zip up sweater. Sold for $10 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $17.08. I sent out an offer, and somebody's like, hey, I want to take this offer, but I can't pay until Friday. And it was like $8 plus shipping. So I said, that's fine. Claim it. If you buy it and it sits in your cart until Friday, you let me know. That's fine, whatever. And they said, oh, it won't let me buy it. And I never responded to that. And then somebody else bought it at full price, $10, which has probably been marked down 10 times. This is my Adidas 3-stripe velour pants, 2XL pants. I was worried after it sold that it was 2 different sizes. Large jacket. Seriously? Well, I'm an idiot. This jacket is large and the pants are 2XL. I should have listed them separately. Why didn't I think to check that before just now? But why would somebody have that? I bought these at the same yard sale on the same hanger for $5, and it sold for $50. But on my error, I'm gonna have to get a hold of the buyer and probably return their money for that and sell those 2 pieces separately. So that's what's sold. 9 items, $289 on Thursday afternoon. I'm gonna have to get those shipped. I'm gonna get them packaged and shipped tonight so they're ready to go for the morning. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Thanks for following and clicking the bell. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one, guys.